Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be with you here. I would like first to thank the Kennedy Center for putting this program together, bringing you to witness a live performance with fabulous musicians on the stage, and record this program for future visits. And this is definitely a great educational tool that will help you to understand music from different parts of the world, not only music that we know here. There's so much varieties and diversities in the world with fantastic music and musicians, and it's good to be exposed to this. And before we start our program, I would like to introduce our musicians on the stage. I will start on my right here. On the flute and the nai, Bassam Saba. On the violin and the oud, William Shaheen. My name is Simon Shaheen, and I'll be playing on the oud and the violin too. And on my left, on the bass, Clovis Nicola. And on the percussion, Dhafer Tawil. So we have here musicians from different nationalities, and Clovis is from France, Bassam is from Lebanon, myself from Palestine, Dhafer is also from Palestine. So we have a nice group together here, coming from different places, but playing music, because music is an international language, and everybody, when they hear music, they understand it. It's a language that touches the soul and the mind. The first piece that we are going to play for you is titled Al-Qantara. The word Qantara in Arabic means the arch that you see like an entrance of buildings, or the arch to a palace or garden. And I composed this piece while I was visiting in Spain. I was doing a recording with a Spanish singer in a little town north of Madrid. Madrid is the capital of Spain. And north of it, there is a place called Al-Qantara, which is an Arabic name. And we recorded there, and I was inspired by the mood and the music what they were playing. It was kind of cross between the Arabic style of music and the Spanish flamenco, if you will. And here I composed this piece. You will hear some the Spanish element in it, and it will include some composed music. We play theme that we prepare together, and then there will be improvisational parts. Improvisational parts where each musician take an improvisation and maybe come up with music ideas on the moment of the performance without any previous preparation. So Al-Qantara. You know, in Arabic music, it's like any music in the world. We have elements that defines this music. We have melody, we have rhythm, and we have the art of embellishment. And I'm going to discuss all of them. But let's first start with the rhythm. Rhythm is so beautiful. It makes you dance, it makes you feel the beat. And Arabic music is full of beautiful, easy rhythm and more complex rhythms. And the next piece that we are going to play for you, the Sama'i Bayati, has a complex rhythm of 10 beats per cycle, meaning that in order for you to feel the rhythm, the rhythmic mood, you have to count from 1 to 10. And when you count from 1 to 10, you need to understand the downbeats or the powerful beats. You remember when you say 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you are clapping on 1 because this is the powerful beat, okay? And when we have a rhythm or rhythmic cycle of 10 beats, you need to know where to clap. So we are going to count from 1 to 10 and clap together on number 1, 6, and 7. Could you repeat where is the clapping on? Number 1, 6, and 7. You remember that? Let me demonstrate for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Beautiful, amazing. Dhafar, you can go home if you want. Good sense of rhythm. So this is the first element. Let me just say a few words about the form of this piece that we are going to play for you. It's called Sama'i Bayati, 2 words. The first word, Sama'i, it means listening, and it refers to the form of the piece. You know when you say concerto or sonata on the piano, right, or rhapsody on the guitar, these are forms that you know. So in Arabic music we have forms, and one of them, this instrumental form, it's called Sama'i. The most important in this Sama'i form is that it has 4 parts, and each part followed by a repeated refrain. Okay? So we play first part, then comes the refrain. Second part, refrain. Third part, refrain, and so. And they all share the same rhythmic pattern, which is how many beats? 10. And with the emphasis on? 1, 6, 7. Bravo. Let's listen to this piece and just keep in your mind the beat that we are going to perform for you. Sama'i Bayati. before we play for you the next piece, let me just introduce to you the instruments we're playing on today. We're using instruments that are authentically from the Arabic tradition and other instruments that you know as well, that more international. So we would start with Bassam, who plays on the flute, the Western metal flute, and the Arabic nai. The Arabic nai is the end-blown flute. It's made of bamboo, as you see here. And when Bassam plays, he will use, he uses several nai, simply because each nai represents a scale in Arabic music. And let's hear the sound of the flute as Bassam produces it. Beautiful, beautiful. So it has this earthy quality, as opposed, let's say, to the flute that Bassam plays, which has, I think, brighter sound. Let's hear some of the flute. So you hear the difference in the quality, right? Now, William and I, we both plays both instruments, the violin and the oud. Let's start with the oud. The oud is, I would call it the central instrument in Arabic traditional music. It's used by composers, it's used by singers, and by soloists. You know, composers here, when they want to compose a piece of music, sometimes they use the piano as a reference, or the guitar. Is that right? Right? And in our music, we use the oud as a reference to accompany the composition. It's used by singers. You know, many singers here, you see them on the stage playing a piano and singing, or playing on the guitar and singing. The same thing, we have singers in the Arabic traditional repertoire who sing and they accompany themselves with the oud. Also, the oud, I would say, starting in the 1950 or the early 1960, this is when the oud started to take on as a solo instrument, because it has all the qualification to become a solo instrument. And you heard me when I played on the oud, when I did my improvisation. Was it hip, or what do you think about it? Nice, right? You saw the quality of the sound, the technique, and the speed on the instrument, and the beauty of it. It has this beautiful round and warm sound also. So it's used also by a soloist. Now we can talk about the violin. You know that this is violin, right? And I can play on this instrument. It's possible to play jazz, American jazz. It's possible to play Western classical music. And also we can play on it Arabic traditional music. You hear musicians from all around the globe playing on the violin, like from India, from Persia, from China, in Africa. They play on the violin. So the violin, I believe that it lends its sound and the possibilities, technical possibilities of this instrument, they lend themselves to to consider the violin as an international instrument. And in Arabic music, we have also some forerunners of the violin. For example, the rabab, R-A-B-A-B. It's a box, like here, that has 2 strings instead of 4, like on the violin, with a fingerboard, open fingerboard, and it's played with the bow. But instead of playing on it like this way, they use it, they put it on the lap, and they play in this fashion on it. The rabab. So I consider this the forerunner of the violin, as well, I mean, exactly like the oud, which is the forerunner of the European lute, you know, the lute in Europe, and the guitar family as well. Now, we'll move to the bass. We all know the bass. The bass is used in Western classical music as well as American jazz and many other cultures. We use the bass in our music and it gives the music a different feel, different depth. Clovis is one of the most beautiful players on the bass. He's from France, but he can play as well the jazz, and he also plays with us, which is the fusion or the Arabic traditional style on the bass. Clovis, do you want to say something about your experience playing on the bass with us?
The bass is the foundation of this music. The music goes from low register to higher register. So bass comes first when you listen to the picture of the music. And they all play very intricate rhythm, different rhythms. So I'm here to make all those rhythms connect together, to play a simple beat and simple pulse that gonna help understand what's going on around it. So that's my function with the bass.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Clovis. Now, the last musicians on my left is Dhafir, and Dhafir plays on several percussion instruments. And as I said before, the rhythm is an essential part of Arabic music. And it is obvious on the instruments that we have. We have the tambourine, which is a frame drum made of wood, and the middle should be, usually it's a lamb or fish skin, and it has also the metal cymbals on the edge. Let's have a demonstration from Dhafir on the tambourine. Nice, nice. The second instrument that Dhafir play is the durbaki. Some people here in America, they call it dumbak. And it's usually it's made of clay. It's like vase shape clay drum. And it has in the middle, again, the skin. Usually it's an animal skin. And we use this very much in folkloric music as well as music of the city. Let's hear some of the dumbak on with Dhafir. Beautiful. Nice, Dhafir. And the last instrument that I want Dhafir to show us or play on is the larger frame drum. And this time it's a wooden frame drum with no cymbals on the edge and the lambskin in the middle. And we use this frame drum usually when we play a kind of a slow music. It's used in religious music very much. And it has a deeper sound. Let's hear a few rhythms on the frame drum. Thank you, Dhafir. Thank you. So it has a deeper sound, as you see. We call it in Arabic mizhar, M-I-Z-H-A-R, mizhar. Also, he's going to play with us today on the djembe, which is like the dumbak, but it has a deeper sound. Now we are going to move to the next piece, which going to embody all these different rhythms that we discussed, the sounds that we heard on the stage, with some also improvisational sections. And when I say the word improvisation, I want you to understand that when we play an improvisation, it is creating the melody instantly at the moment of the performance. It's not composed or prepared music. And this is the beauty of the improvisation of the moment. We are going to play for you Dance Mediterranean, a piece that I composed while I was in the Mediterranean Sea in southern France. And it has two themes allowing the various instruments on the stage to do the improvisation. like to introduce you to the second component in Arabic music. We spoke of the rhythm, and now we are going to talk about the melody in Arabic music. We have something in Arabic music called a quarter tone, meaning that when you play scale on the piano, you play piano or the guitar, right? You will get scales where you have, let's say on the piano, white and black keys, and you play between the frets, you know, those metal dividers on the guitar. So you play, you put your strings, you press on the key, and you produce the tone. But in Arabic music, we have more tones or more sounds than what you can produce on the piano or either on the guitar. We have something called the quarter tone. So imagine that on the piano, as an instance, on the piano you have a white with a neighbor black key, right? So when you play both, you will get two sounds. But in Arabic music, we have another sound between the white and the black. And maybe it could be a red key color that we insert between the white and the black. And when we press on it, it produces the sound that is exactly between the white and the black. Let me show you on the violin what I mean. I'm going to play for you 3 sounds, 1 and 2 and 3. And pay attention to the third sound. I'm going to do the changes on the third sound. First time, it's going to sound like this. Again. Second time, I'm going to change the third sound, and it will sound as the follow. So if I play both, like a piece like Frère Jacques, which you know, I will play it as the following. Or now I want you to pay attention to the third sound that I'm going to play. It's weird, but you will be able to listen to it, I'm sure. Listen to it. One, 2, 3. So if I play Frère Jacques with this sound, it sounds as the follow. As opposed to or. Can you hear the difference? You do? Wow, good ears. Excellent, excellent. So when you see your friends and you want to talk to them about music from the Middle East, especially the Arab world, you tell them it has beautiful rhythms, some easy, some more complex, and you teach them the 10 cycle rhythm that we discussed, and you teach them about the quarter tone, okay? Just remember the red key between the black and the white on the piano, and you will get it right away. The third component that constitute Arabic music is the art of embellishment of ornaments. The whole idea is to decorate the melody and makes it sound richer and more interesting. As a demonstration of embellishment, I would like to play for you a tune, like the Happy Birthday tune on the violin, straight, without any embellishment, and then I'm going to add to it the second time some embellishment. And if you like it, please clap, and if you don't, just tell me it doesn't sound good. But I hope you will like it. The Happy Birthday tune with and without the embellishment. Olive Harvest. This is a very folkloric piece, instrumental, that has a beautiful rhythm. I composed this just, thinking about my village, small village, back in Palestine, where the young men and women, when they come back from the harvest or the field work, they come back to the center of the village and they do the dance, which is folkloric dance. And this one here, the olive harvest, represent this kind of dance. Now it has very interesting rhythm that is based on a cycle. What was the first cycle that we discussed? 10, right? This one will be 7, okay? And we are going to count from 1 to 7. But instead of saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, we will create subdivision, meaning that we can say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's say together with numbers. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now let's clap on all the ones, meaning 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Beautiful. Nice, nice. So we are going to establish the rhythm. You will feel it. And we'll play for you Olive Harvest with some improvisation included. I want to thank you for your participation, coming here. I really enjoyed playing for you. Everybody here on the stage was enjoying every minute. Thank you for coming, and thanks again for the Kennedy Center. And now I would like to do Waving Sands, the last piece. I would like you to sing with me the refrain. You can sing the refrain after each improvisation. So we'll start by playing the theme. There will be an improvisation and refrain, improvisation and refrain. And here is the refrain, which is so simple, simple melody. Do you like to play it one time, Bassam?